Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Prophesy of Pendor 3.9.4. I have to re-record the sound for the game because I ruined it. My microphone was not activated, sadly, so we'll have to do it all again. God damn it! Gladly I didn't lose the recording because, as you know, no loading, no saving. Sometimes things go good, sometimes things go bad, and well, we are on our way to the Qualis Gem, and we're looking for soldiers who can accompany us. Why is that important? Because while we do not really have to win the battle for the gem and against the Red Brotherhood hideout, we have to reach the chest in one piece. And that is not that easy, because they're protected by normally 2 to 3 types of enemies. One is the normal Red Brotherhood thief, with a crossbow, not a siege crossbow though, but a crossbow. Then some kind of single-in Tempest lady with a bow, also quite capable. And from time to time there could even be outlawed knights, which are on par with the Black Heart Knights. And those guys are pretty good at what they do. So we have to reach the compound without losses. That is an invasion force that we better ignore. Red Brotherhood, we're not interested in the Red Brotherhood at the moment. We have to go home. That's the important part. It seems like the Fitteswein are getting pummeled again. We really hope the Red Line, that is part of King Ulrich's war party. What they're doing here is anyone's guess. We hope that the Fitteswein are not losing any territory, because that would really be bad. And there are farmers in trouble. We hope that the Lord will help them, because that would really help us. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. No, he does not. Ah, crap. Okay, then it's our turn. This is a bit risky because the Red Brotherhood guildsmen and thieves are capable ranged fighters. They have crossbows, and that's not good for us. However, what chance do we have? We have to save the villages. Very important point, the villages itself on the battlefield are not important. If they live, if they die, we'll get the faction bonus for fighting for them and with them, no matter if none of them survives or not. We'll try to do some good with the sword in the beginning, but we have to keep in mind that, well, that is now we're outnumbered pretty soon, pretty evil. Yeah, hit him with the sword. He deserves it. Yeah, I'm simply not that good with swords. Even though this is a good sword, and there we took someone down. Our ranks are now really, how do I put it, thinned out badly. Now this is, oh boy, now we're riding in circles. The good thing is that we are alone, and they are so many. That means they will miss us most likely, and if we miss one guy, we might hit another, because they're so close together. Isn't that beautiful? My horse is the fastest, so I do not even have to look behind me, because nobody is able to catch up with me. However, they're all using crossbows, and these crossbows can do a lot of damage since I don't have my best armor. I have acceptable armor, but not the best I could. Especially not since we found one Qualis gem and should be able to wear better armor now. Yay, hit him in the back. That bastard. Ah, that could have been beautiful. Decided not to be. That's how it is these days. Okay, we ignore the arrows because the arrows are not our problem. And we can ignore anyone who is trying to... Beautiful! We can ignore anyone who is riding after us, because that's not gonna work. 103 damage. Do you have to love crossbows? There are situations where I miss my bow, no question, because with a bow we could fight lords or knights more easy. Not lords, knights, because we can simply kill the horses. That is not that easy with a crossbow. If the enemy is behind you, killing someone with a crossbow is far, far, far more difficult. Because you cannot, from the angle, you cannot shoot directly behind you. You have to Ride forward, then turn like a broadside with a battleship, and then speed up again. And we have a very fast horse, but some of the enemies are fast enough to reach us in that small amount of time and close the gap and hit us with a lance or anything. And of course, if they're using ranged weapons like these guys are, we're going to be hit. And even though we're okayly armored, we're not well enough armored to survive crossbow balls, because we're using crossbows ourselves, so we can know what they can do. However, we have a lot of crossbows, so that will not be the problem. What else is there to say? The Red Brotherhood itself has capable members. Some of them are worth 303 experience points. They use blunt weapons, of course, because they want to make prisoners. That's their thing. They're a little bit the weaker version, the less organized version of the single-lid slavers, the Red Brotherhood. So please keep in mind that the Red Brotherhood has access to higher level units when they're defending their base, like the Tempest or the Knight, or Outlawed Knight, and that their Red Brotherhood, I think they're called Thieves, I'm not entirely sure, they're pretty good. This one here. The Red Brotherhood Guildsman is the highest. And the Red Brotherhood Guildsman is quite capable. Their crossbows are not high-level crossbows, though. They're hand crossbows. So in sieges, they're not that useful. In open battle, they're not that useful. They're still enemies you have to deal with, or you have to consider as dangerous because of their crossbow fighting skills. And simply, even someone who has no clue what he's doing with a crossbow, he can do a lot of damage to you. That's the same thing we're doing. We're not investing any skill points. We're just shooting people with a crossbow and still doing a lot of damage, because the weapon itself is the skill thing, and not the with the bow, like you need power draw. We're badly damaged. That's true. And one shot is enough to take us down, so we should actually be fighting more careful, getting our shield out and riding in circles in a bigger distance just to use up their ammunition. But, yeah, well, we're trying our luck. Remember, the harder the shot is that we pull off, the better it is for our skill increase. Because the harder the skill is, or the harder the shot is, it always says how difficult the shot was after the shot, the more likely it is that we increase our skill. And we need 350 to get the super crossbow later on for our Knight Order. As we have joined the Clarion Call, we'll not have access to crossbow guided troops. The Clarion Call are good because the sergeants having 2 sets of arrows and are really, really good bowmen. But of course I want my knights to use crossbows, siege crossbows, or better so to speak, arbalests. Because arbalests are great. We're still shooting at the guy in the middle. Missing a lot though. Oh, shot the wrong horse. Can we do it? That's the question. Can we do it? Oh no. Well, I've got arrows for bolts for days. And we shot the horse. This guy has a lady luck with him. Ah, beautiful! Now they're down to one guy with a crossbow. The only one on the field that can still take us down is dead himself. No, he's not yet. Now he is. The highwayman. The rest of the bunch is just idiots. Please keep in mind that these horses that they're using are sometimes really fast when you start up. So I'm riding a Noldor Spirited Warhorse. I think it's spirited. So yeah, that horse is pretty good. So don't expect your horses in the beginning to outrun these guys, because they will not. Or most likely will not. So we'll deal with them. Now all is left on, well, most of them are really terrible. You don't get a lot of experience for these guys. I mean, look at them. Look at them! Worthless bunch. When you look at the shield of the Red Brotherhood, you will notice that their shield are mostly of extremely bad quality. So, for example, if you had a gun line of, well, not say a gun line, we're not using arquebusiers because that would be overkill. But if you had, for example, Sorrel and Longbowman, these shields will not hold a second. The shield will get destroyed in the first volley, and the guy behind it will get destroyed in the second volley. So don't expect these shields to do any good, because they will surely not. The sad thing is, when your horse has enough charge damage, it does actually make more damage in most of the time when you simply run someone over with the horse than when you strike him with your mace. I really don't like this armor. It fits the other armor, but it's not a very good armor. Idiot. We're killing the wrong people here. Ah, damn it. Is it so hard to hit those guys? Come on, you can do it. His shield skill is really bad, because if you would have fought someone with a real shield skill, he would have blocked the shot for his comrade as well. Because that's how shield skill works. You protect a wider area. Good work here. Yay! What? 4. Oh, 4 is okay. And the armor is a little bit better and it's red, so that counts. Did I mention that the armor really looks good in this game? I totally love this armor. So you might be asking, Boris, what kind of armor are you actually looking for? I mean, well, I'm just going for the stats. I don't care for the aesthetics or for the weight, because we're fighting on horseback. And when you're fighting on horseback, the encumbrance of the armor does not really count. Mercenary cavalrymen, they're good, but they don't help us, because when you attack an Brotherhood outpost, there are no horses allowed, so that's not going to save us. You're not going to help us. We'll just checking the chest. It's very hard to keep track of how many tips you got. First, we have to make room for the chest in stuff, of course, and we'll sell all that. We're not getting rich by this. He's got 6,000 denaries to sell, so that's pretty cool. So beautiful. We're just looking for better equipment, but we should not buy equipment. There's so good equipment you can find. There is not really a reason to buy equipment. With that being said, always look out, because there might be this demon hide, or there might be this Noldor super stuff, and when you miss it, it's your bad. And we don't want to miss it. That's obviously the case. We have no room, so we will look for the chest. It's very hard to keep track of what chest information you have or not. The chest does not normally not overflow, which means if you're getting 3 tips that there is a treasure chest in Volon Bray, it's not that the second one kills the first one, it stacks. So if you go there with 3 tips, you will find 12 items in the box. Most of them will be treasure chests, some of them will be more or less good equipment. We had a very good armor out of one of the chests that has been taken by the Knights of the Dawn, the only defeat I endured so far, and they took my armor. And that was pretty good armor in my eyes, because it was very easy to carry with strength requirements, but extremely effective. Beautiful armor. As effective as plate and as light as cloth armor. Beautiful. Absolutely outstanding. Really, really. And that are the guys! Look at that! That are them! The Knight Company of the Dawn. I'm pretty much be sure that are the guys. And do you know what's totally great about this game? I mean, there are a lot of things that are absolutely great about this game, but the most greatest thing of this game is that if you get knocked down by an enemy group and they take your stuff, and you attack that group back later and knock them out yourself, you get your stuff back. So for example, if you have a Qualus gem and you get knocked over by idiots and they take your quarters gem and run away, and then you get yourself an army and pumped up and ready for the battle, and they're weakened, and you get over them and you kill them all. Then you will find your quarters gem. The quarters gem that you lost will be there. Isn't that great? That's outstanding. Little side note here on the Knights of the Dawn. The Knights of the Dawn is an absolutely solid knight order. Armor, shields, swords, lances. It does not get any more knightly than that. Their sergeants, however, are not the masterpiece of knighthood, because they're just guys with bardages, shield and sword, and some of them have throwing weapons. So not the greatest support a knight can hope for. It's a very, very medieval support, I guess, but it's not a very useful support in this setting. Because when you think of, for example, the Radiant Cross, they get the Plague Warden sergeants that have crossbows. If you think of the Larian Call, they get the guys with the 2 sets of arrows, which are absolutely outstanding. Of course, it always goes worse. So, for example, if you got the, what are they called? The Silver Mist Rangers, you get a guy that does not even have a ranged weapons, although he is in an order that's supposed to be copying the Noldor. So that's absolutely blah. For example, if you take the Knight of the Raven Spear, their sergeant have horses. They're like knights, not as heavily armored, but pretty close. The difference between a sergeant of the Knights of the Raven Spear and a knight of the Raven Spear isn't that big, if you ask me. It is not. They basically do the same damage, because they ride a horse, they have a lance or a spear, and they crush into you and you're dead. That's it. And in close combat, they have sword, shield, and give you it. If you're out for something like, you say, oh, I love Solaron heavy cavalry, I want an order like that, just horses, lances, armor, and give them. So then an order of the Raven Spear is totally perfect. That's the thing you're looking for. Everything's on horses, everything has lances or spears, everything is charging beautiful. Don't do that against Jatu, though. They will master you in seconds. At the moment, we're killing their horses. Now, you could say, Boris, why killing the horses, not the shields? Because that is another alternative. You could either kill the horses, or you can destroy the shields. These are not demon shields, I remind you. These shields can be destroyed relatively easy, meaning taking 4 to 5 hits, and then the shield is normally gone. However, I personally find it far more easy to control if you simply kill the horses. Because a knight without a horse is just meat in a can, if you ask me. That's how it is. That's how it is. Keep in mind that, yes, you can kill these guys when they're on the horse without killing the horse and destroying the shield. When you let them come close enough to you, they will lower their shield to lance you or strike you, and that is the moment you can fire. And if you hit them, their attack is broken off. Please keep in mind that if your attack does not hit, theirs will most likely. And if they're trying to lance you and you use that opportunity that they lower their shield to lance you, to shoot them, and you miss and they lance you, then it's over for you, because they do more damage than you can ever take in your life, no matter what armor you're carrying. They're now relatively done for. The question is it wise to attack the Knight of the Dawn? Now, everyone will say, yes, they're an evil order. No, well, they're not really evil. They're, how do I put this? Religious fanatics, which is evil in my eyes, but you know my attitude towards religion. The point is, they are at the start a hostile faction to you, but not a hostile faction per se. So they will attack caravans, as far as I know, and they will attack villages, but they will not attack lords and will not be attacked by lords. Which is strange in some way, because if I were a lord and I see someone killing my peasants or my caravans, I would go like, sorry, sir. This is hurting my economy and my purse, and no. But of course, there are Sacred Knight orders, so they let them go. They always have an outpost. I think in Volonbray it is, and they're always hostile to you in the beginning. You can get on good terms with those guys. Please keep in mind why these guys are fairly dangerous in close combat. They do not give that much experience compared to how dangerous they are. For example, these guys here per guy give 375 experience. Compare that to our Brotherhood guy with 303 experience, and you will notice that, of course, these guys are triple as dangerous as the Brotherhood guy. He has a ranged weapon, yes, but these guys are real killers. If you fight, let's say, 10 of the Brotherhood guildsmen in an open fight with a small army, and 10 of those guys, these guys here will really wreck your army. Because first they will lance you, that will hurt you hell, and then they will go after you, and that will hurt you hell as well. That's how it is. With that being said, ooh, and their sergeant gives 316 experience, which is pretty cool, pretty good. Absolutely outstanding. And I'm shooting like a dead dog on drugs. Oh, look at that. He's running. And I don't have a mace with me. I'm trying to shoot. Always try to shoot a little bit to your aim a little bit to the left. As I find it. And we knocked out a Knight of the Dawn. So you can get on good terms with them. That is possible. 76 damage. Look at that. 76 damage. You just ram in the horse because the horse does enough damage. Yeah, these guys are outstanding if you ask me. He's covered in blood and he's still taking it like a professional, not running away. He must be their leader. And now comes the great thing. We have beaten the Knights of the Dawn that robbed us of our beautiful armor, and guess what is there? Our lordly Red Brigandine and a gold bar. So we get the 5,000 gold that we lost back, and they even have beautiful armor. Isn't that cool? I don't want to look like a Jarl, I want to look like a lord or knight. Beautiful. Yes. That looks like a knight, doesn't it? Yeah, I know it's not playing, but like... I get your point. But I remind you that in the early Middle Ages, most knights were chain, not plate. We get 2 prisoners, and we don't care for the rest, because that is ridiculous. So, beautiful. What are you doing here, sir? Nobody knows the answer to that one. So, Tavern, we need Highlanders. What we really need is Highlanders, because Highlanders are the best, or in my eyes, one of the best troops you can get for attacking a hideout. As well, arquebusiers would be better, but you get my point, because you need someone who's able to take a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage, and is made for ground combat without horses. Because remember, when you get a guy with a horse, you must always think that some of his skill is put into the horse riding, and his weaponry is laid out to be on horse, so not as damaging as other armors might be. Other weapons might be. So we keep the horse because it's lame. It will bring a better price if we heal it up, and we have the skill to heal it up. So why don't do it? And never sell a lame horse. No reason to. Absolutely none, because you can heal it and then it's perfect. It's worth more. You're ruining money if you sell a lame horse. Now you could say, Boris, why do I not buy lame horses and then sell the healed horse and make a profit? Theoretically you're making a profit, but only theoretically, because while you can sell the horse for more gold when it's healed than when you sell it when it's wounded, consider the fact that you lose a lot of money because you're not getting the coin that the thing is actually worth. So when you're buying a lame horse, it will cost you more than selling the healed horse because of the minus in trading. I mean, this is not like most of the RPGs where you find the dagger of True Strike and you can sell it for 10 gold. And when you try to buy it back, it's suddenly 1,000. And you say, "Excuse me, sir?" And he's, "Yes, that's worth it. And that's a dagger of True Strike. It's worth 1,000 gold." He said, "You just give me 10 gold." "Yeah, that's what it's worth for me to sell, to buy from you. But if you want to buy it back, it's 1,000 gold." And that's the same it works here. So we're trying to take high ground in order to at least shoot someone. However, well, that will be hard because this is an entire army, and we're fighting the Shar. Hey, I shot someone! This is just bandits. The chances of shooting someone is going on behind me. Oh, they killed him already. Oh, well. Yeah, it's really hard to kill anyone with that many guys around because they will just slaughter him and take him down and whatever. We're too slow. Everyone will get killed. They have a spider. Doesn't that look cool? Do we get anything out of this? Woohoo! +1 renown. Screw you. Oh. Could have been better decided not to be. However, we're close to Tobar, and at Shandur, our, oh crap, even more mountain men tribes. Theoretically speaking, close to Sandur should be the outpost that we're looking for. Tuldar. Wasn't Tuldar already yours? Sounds like something Dasharish. Ah, there is the treasure map location. So we're absolutely golden here. That is the place we're looking for. Oh, don't run into those guys. They have horses and bows. No, not good. Let's see if there's someone we can recruit. Farmer we cannot recruit. The mercenary warrior is okay-ish, but not really what we're looking for. Any good arms or armor? No, of course not. Yeah, we have good armor. Our armor is pretty good. Our armor is pretty good. Only plate would be better, and you don't buy plate. So I think that is for today, and we'll see each other next time when we try to find someone to fight for us. Till then, I think that's it for today. Bye.